This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are thrilled to once again return to the gateway to the West, the proud city of St. Louis, Missouri. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Thunderbirds of Boston taking on the Blues of St. Louis. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. This guy's victorious a week ago, trying to make it 2 in a row here. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guy's stuck in a bit of a losing streak right now, hoping the home fans can help them get out of this slump. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
Now they try the right side here. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Great job defensively. Stretched it out, got the tackle for loss. He had 2 TFLs last week, by the way.
Yeah, what you're describing right there is a player who can set the edge well. You always hear that, meaning he's not getting hooked by an offensive lineman or a tight end, not getting turned inside on the blocking, able to keep his outside arm free, string the play out so there's nowhere for the back to turn up. Then he gets to him and makes the play.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Winters. And he will not be able to hang on to the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Ethan Evans now. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Take it at the 37. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Pearson. He's able to find Wallace. They'll give him 4 yards there. And it's 2nd down. These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 12. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 6. Looking to throw. Pearson. Whipping one into Allen. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I had no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Open man left. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment?
right.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
The previous play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So an early challenge, and you know that those coaches hate to use those red flags too early, but this one turns out to be successful. Now the former Syracuse man, LaQuint Allen. And he pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They stay on the ground with Allen. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And good running there as they take this all the way up to midfield. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Austin.
Off play action. Winters. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. And you look at this defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
60 Vikings.
Off the play fake. Winters. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. The pick up there, 5 yards.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there's a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 83 yards.
They put a lot of effort into game planning and establishing this ground game last week, and reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Allen. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll make it 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Thunderbirds have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Blues offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their second possession. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
From the gun on 3rd down, Pearson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. St. Louis football here to begin quarter number 2. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Atkins. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Brought down by DJ Wanham. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
From the gun on 3rd down, Pearson to the right side and intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 14-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points are given away? It could cost them a ball game.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
At the 35-yard line.
2nd and 9 now. Now they go screen. It's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Get up. 70 Lions.
From the gun on 3rd down. Winters working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 23 yards on the play.
First down. It's a gain of 23 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now he's going to step up and run. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
He's taken down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. David Ajabo. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Cougar 19.
Back to throw. Winters. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
A turn and a give to Davis. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
He's brought down.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A.J. Cole in punt formation.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Austin's offense ready to go again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
19 Sergeant, 19 Sergeant.
On 3rd down, Gaffney. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls get through goalposts.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 49-yard line.
Off play action. Pearson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
From the gun on 3rd down, Pearson able to find the open man. That's complete.
That's good for a St. Louis first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, and for the first time this season, he's intercepted. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
At their own 40-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Out of bounds at the 40-yard
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Operating from the gun, Winters. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. There's a screen play. This is strong. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 yards there, 1st down.
That's good for an Austin first down.
Here we go, Scott.
A gain of 11 on the play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Back to throw again. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Winters. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Winters. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Thunderbirds will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after here coming up. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. One more go for this offense in the first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
In trouble, and he's taken down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break. Pearson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to work. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought one of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come back and continue to throw the ball effectively.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Let's go.
Off the bootleg, Pearson. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Operating from the gun, Pearson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now a carry for Allen. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
70 Timberwolf. Ready?
Here's a fake on a jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Brad, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone, But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long game or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go, set. 19-8-6.
Off the bootleg, Pearson. This will be caught at about the 5. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's second and goal.
At the goal line. A gain of 8 brings up second and goal.
Off the bootleg, Pearson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown. Allen taking it in. And the Blues have got it back to within a score.
Yeah, that's a nice play design right there. He's going to fake the give, then roll out, and he lets his back leak out toward the pylon. And how about the throw? Right where he needed it to be for him to catch it in stride, he's able to take it into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And that slices the lead down to 17-10.
Blues 10.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Gaffney. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Winters. Going for a right side here, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
That's good.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on-2 matchup.
They go play action here on first down. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking up one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now Allen. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Pearson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete.
And the St. Louis first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
And 10.
Here we go. Check up.
They'll run with Allen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
A gain of 9.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Austin's offense ready to go again. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. As we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
And this offense on third down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Winters. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Let's take it inside his own 40. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
At the 44-yard line.
Okay, ready? Ready?
Throw left side complete. That's Atkins. Call it a gain of a yard. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
19, Tiger. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. On that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
CD, I think they were a nickel that time, which we see so often in today's NFL, and there it helped them net their first pick 6 of the contest.
Nice eyes, good observation there, partner. You nailed it. This is a defense that likes to mix up and disguise coverages, but it did end up being one of their main packages, the nickel, that fooled them that time. And they made the most of the miscue with a nice return.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Boston's offense ready to go again. They will look to flush the memory of that pick 6 as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff.
Throwing after the interception. Winters. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Off the play fake. Winters. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And finally taken down at the 15. And they rattle off a big one. 56 yards.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now a handoff up the middle. Gaffney. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Thunderbirds have broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead.
Now the try here for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 37-yard line.
Off play action. Pearson. He finds his man. Complete. It's Atkins. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
It's a gain of 4.
Now third down and 7.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Pearson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wallace. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
That's good for a St. Louis first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's Allen. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
It's a gain of 14
A really nice
yards.
pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
St. Louis first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Wallace. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second and 7 at the 24-yard line.
Up the middle they go. It's Allen. And he stopped immediately there. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
From the gun on third down, Pearson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they know anything less than a touchdown here at this late stage is going to be no good. They were going for it all right there. But it was just too hard to adjust to that one in the air, and it winds up incomplete.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. Here we go. First and goal.
19, Tiger, 19.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
Intended for number 80.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal. Back to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Blues are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Austin's offense ready to go again. Well, partner, here it is. They got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Let's go now.
Operating from the gun. Winters finding Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And an Austin first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Off the play fake. Winters. That's complete. It's Mitchell Tinsley. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
He can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now a handoff up the middle. Gaffney. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Ready?
On 3rd down, Gaffney. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? The answer's pretty evident to me.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won.